Hey there friends, welcome to another video. If you hadn't noticed, the channel name has been changed, and also the title of today's video is What's in a Name? For those of you who are new, hi, I'm Heron. This is my YouTube channel, yay! I'm non-binary, queer, I play the ukulele. I turned 17 in like a week, which is scary. For those of you who are returning, hi, I'm Heron. If you saw the title of the video, it's What's in a Name? And for the past little while, I've been going by the name Rowan, and that's the name that I've been going by online, at least in my like queer circles, for the past 2 years almost. But I've kind of grown apart from that name, and so trying something new, Heron, it's gonna be a fun time. This video is not mainly about why I'm changing my name or going by something else. This is instead just about names in general and their importance in the trans community especially, because I'm trans, like, it's a thing, but names are a way that we can express ourselves or get a message across often, because in our society often names are seen as like dude name, girl name, and then there's names that kind of like fall weirdly in between where we're like, I don't know, I know this one guy named this name, but I know this girl named this name. What are names? Oftentimes when a trans person is transitioning, they will pick a new name or have friends help them come up with a name or family, etc., in order to kind of distance themselves from the name that they were given at birth. And that name is referred to as a dead name, because it's this person is not a part of me anymore, or this is not a name that I want to associate myself with. And it's very offensive if you dead name somebody, which means calling them by their birth name on purpose. Because it's basically saying like, no, your identity doesn't exist, like you're not valid in that way. And like, it's a shitty thing, so don't do it. Oftentimes you'll see the questions, my friend just came out as trans, how do I support them? What do I do? It's easy. Call them by the name they want to be called by. Use the pronouns they want you to use. Like, for some people, it's a lot to wrap their head around. It's like, okay, but it's like, I've known this person as this my entire life. And I get that. I have accidentally called somebody by their dead name before. But the trick? Say sorry, correct it, move on. Because if you hang on to that moment, then you're making it about you and not the person who you just hurt. Because if you're like, say you had a friend and you dead named them accidentally, if you make that entire conversation about, oh my god, it's just so hard, you went by this name all of your life, and now I have to call you this other thing and say with pronouns, then you're being an asshole. Like, yeah, it's difficult. And people understand that. And like, people know that you're going to make mistakes. The important thing is that you're just putting in the effort to correct it. Because if you make such a big deal about, oh, it's such a burden on me, you're gonna make that other person feel like crap. Because they're like doing this to you, when in actuality you just did something to them. So just correct it, move on. Don't make the conversation about it. Just be a decent person. First segment was more so for my folks who like have a friend who came out as trans, or maybe a family member. Now this is for the folks who are changing their name or like exploring that option. Because even if you're coming out as trans or non-binary or something, you don't have to go by a different name. Like, that's just something that some people do because that's what makes them feel more comfortable, and they want that disconnect from their birth name or pronouns that they've been going by for a hot sec. But you don't have to go by a different name than the one you were given as a child if that's the one that you feel most secure with. You don't have to change your name if you don't want to. I feel like that's something that's not said enough. Like, I know plenty of non-binary people or trans people in my life who have kept the same name. Like, I have a handful of friends just because that's the name that they've grown up with and they have an attachment to it, or it's just what feels comfy in the moment. Yeah, it may change in the future, but like, it's not the future, so who cares? Names are something that humans have weird connections to. Not in a bad way, but like, sometimes we have a connection to a name and we want to hear that referred to us. And other times we want to separate ourselves from it and shove it like across the universe and say, no, that's not who I am anymore. This is who I am. And that's really important to take into account, that everybody is going to have a different experience. Some people are going to want to change their name. Other people aren't. And whatever you choose for yourself is valid. And if it changes in the future, that's okay too. Like, things don't have to be set in stone. Because everybody always seems to have this idea in their mind that as soon as I pick one thing, I have to stick with it. You don't. I'm going by Heron now. I used to be going by Rowan. Rowan isn't my birth name. Neither's Heron. Things change over time. It's just part of life. And if the people around you don't like that, that's their issue, not yours. You're an amazing person, and sometimes you need to hear that. You're an amazing person, and whatever choices you make in regards to your name or an identity, those are your choices. And it doesn't matter what other people think, because they don't matter in that moment. This is about you and you being comfortable. So I know this video has just kind of been me rambling for like a while, but oh well, because it's something that needed to be said. So thanks folks for sticking around. If you have any questions about name stuff in regards of my case, I might do a Q&A. Put questions in the comments if you have any questions about like changing your name, people around you, why or why not to do it. Like, stick it in the comments. I'll do a Q&A in a bit. So, see you folks on the flip side.